Drum roll, please. Our final live read for the series, Three Page Thursday. Hashtag Three Page Thursday. So thank you for joining me. I have a cup of bubbly. Clink. My cup to yours. It's a strawberry flavor. And before we jump into reading up, which we're going to start actually at the bottom of page 1. Thank you so much for all of your support and joining in to Three Page Thursday. If you're familiar with Dr. Benjamin Hardy and his book 10x is easier than 2x, he has been sharing about the importance of, if it's not working, cut it or pivot in your life. And I really wanted to provide a place for actors to read live screenplays of unproduced screens and scripts so that it just broadens the platform. I think the idea in my mind was good, but the idea in execution is not. We've been at it for one full quarter. Wow. Can you believe tomorrow is the last financial business day in quarter 1 of 2024? Right. So that's the reason why I feel like, wow, first of all, the time went really fast. Second of all, not getting the results that I was looking for. There just never was a collaboration with a screenwriter or anyone who had something that they wanted read. So I did meet the gray list through this effort, and I did get to have a chance to read with good friends, Deborah and Jordan Ellerick. So that's tiny wins, and I'm glad for it. But I feel like my time is, especially April, is very busy for me. I'm just going to ramp it up and focusing on distribution. Are you going to meet me at NAB? Are you coming to Creator Lab? Before I start reading, I feel like nabshow.com, there's free codes in so many of my videos. This year, the Creator Lab, I predict, put your bet on it, it will be a touch of South by Southwest, which kind of was a dud this year. Then there will be Creator Lab. I think it's going to be a mix of South by Southwest, a little bit of American Film Market, which, by the way, is coming to Las Vegas. And then on top of that, I think it'll be a bit of VidCon. So if you're a YouTuber, if you're any type of creative, screenwriter, actor, director, cinematographer, if you do sound, lights, VFX, I personally invite you to NAB Show. Come to Creator Lab. It's in the South Hall Upper. So what that means is, if you've not been to Las Vegas Convention Center, or maybe you've been, it's always in the north in the central hall. They built that whole west side out. But being Ned Ryerson, very specifically Creator Lab, where it is going to be an entire floor of hands-on creation. It's in the South Hall. They haven't used it in, I think, over a year. And when you walk in either of the doors, go up the escalator, and then to the right, you will see Creator Lab. Oh my gosh, there's a comment. Hi, Huggy Wuggy. Hi, thanks for being here. North Mississippi Homestead. Hi. What's my plans for Easter this Sunday? Thank you so much for asking. I loves me some Easter chocolate. So in the past 10 years or so, though I dearly love the Lord, since I don't see Easter in my Bible, I see resurrection, but I see Passover in my Bible. So my home church, we have a huge blowout for Passover, and Easter, we definitely are honoring the resurrection story because it's the whole purpose, right? It's the whole point. I have good friends coming in from Huntington Beach, and we're just planning hiking, enjoying friendship, fellowship, a big roast, some kind of Easter chocolate, and I'm making a lemon cake. I hope you're going to have a wonderful celebration too. I guess I would just say resurrection is something that needs to be celebrated every day. It's like communion. Take it daily. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. So, anywho, that's the update. Thanks for being a part of 3 Page Thursday. And what I have pulled up is the script up. This is one of the movies for whatever is going on with Disney now. This story, I can remember seeing it in a theater and laughing out loud. I can remember crying. I love the dog, Doug. And oh, I wish my dog could talk. JL, I wish she could talk. But it just, to me, this story encompasses everything that I want in film. I want in entertainment. I want it to be family friendly. I want action. I want adventure. I want humor. I want drama. I love being pushed to the point of caring for the character that I'd be crying in the theater. And this was that story. So on that note, if you're following along up, we're on page 1 at the bottom, and we're picking it up where it says interior movie theater continuous. So it's picking up the scene of everyone watching in the modest small town theater. No one is more enthralled than 8-year-old Carl Fredrickson. Off screen, we hear the newsreel announcer. This lighter-than-air craft was designed by Muntz himself and is longer than 22 Prohibition paddy wagons placed end to end. Young Carl stares, mouth agape, wearing leather flight helmet and goggles, just like his idol on the silver screen. Newsreel announcer from the voiceover says, "And here comes the adventurer now." Newsreel footage, the dashing Muntz descends down the gangplank to the delight of the crowd, and his dog trails him. The newsreel announcer says, never apart from his faithful dogs, Muntz conceived the craft for canine comfort. It's a veritable floating palace in the sky. An opulent dining room. Newsreel announcer, complete with doggy bath and mechanical canine walker. One dog suffers through mechanized bath time, while a second wears an electrode helmet and runs on a treadmill. And Jiminy Cricket, do the locals consider Muntz the bee's knees, and how? Cameras flash as Muntz stands heroic, striking his signature thumbs up stance. And Muntz says, adventure is out there. In the theater, young Carl returns the thumbs up, and the newsreel announcer says, but what has Muntz brought back this time? Muntz speaks to a crowded auditorium. On stage, behind a curtained object, Muntz, gentlemen, I give you the monster of Paradise Falls. And he pulls away the drape to reveal a giant bird skeleton. Ooh, says the crowd, and young Carl leans forward, his eyes bulging, and the newsreel announcer says, and golly, what a swell monster this is. But what's this? Skeptical scientists analyze the bones. Newsreel announcer says, scientists cry foul. The National Explorers Society accuses Muntz of fabricating the skeleton. Carl says, no! Muntz's portrait is removed from a wall of paintings of other famous explorers. The newsreel announcer, the organization strips Muntz of his membership. Carl gasps. Muntz Explorers Society badge is ceremoniously ripped from his jacket. Muntz stands next to his dirigible at an airfield, and he grimly addresses the crowd. Newsreel announcer says, humiliated, Muntz vows a return to Paradise Falls and promises to capture the beast alive. Muntz, I promise to capture the beast alive. In the theater, young Carl smiles, and Muntz says, I will not come back until I do. And the crowd cheers. Muntz gives his thumbs up from the cockpit as the dirigible lifts off. Newsreel announcer says, and so the explorer is off to clear his name. Bon voyage, Charles Muntz, and good luck capturing the monster of Paradise Falls. Carl looks like he has just witnessed a miracle. Dissolved to exterior small town neighborhood, 1930s day. Young Carl flies his blue balloon, the spirit of adventure handwritten on it, As he runs along the sidewalk, he still wears the helmet and goggles. Title card, Walt Disney Pictures presents. Newsreel announcer. Here's Charles Woods piloting his famous dirigible. Title card A. A Pixar Animation Studios film. Newsreel announcer. He hurdles Pikes Peak. Carl jumps over a small rock. The newsreel announcer. He hurdles the Grand Canyon. Carl jumps over a crack in the sidewalk. Newsreel announcer. He hurdles Mount Everest. Carl jumps over a tree stump and smacks into it instead. Newsreel announcer. He goes around Mount Everest. Is there anything he cannot do? Title card. Up. Newsreel announcer. Yes, as Muntz himself always says, adventure is a girl's voice. Adventure is out there. Carl stops. Who said that? The voice comes from a dilapidated house, windows boarded up, and lawn overgrown with weeds. The weather vane atop the house turns, pulled by ropes, and off-screen a girl's voice says, "Look out! Mount Rushmore! Hard to starboard! Must get the spirit of adventure over Mount Rushmore!" Carl walks toward the voice. Girl's voice off-screen. "Hold together, old girl! How are your big dogs doing? Ruff, ruff!" Interior, the dilapidated house, hallway. Carl squeezes through the broken door into the foyer. He follows the voice toward the living room. Girl's voice off-screen. "All engines ahead full! Let's take her up to 26,000 feet. Rudders, 18 degrees toward the south." Dilapidated house living room. Continuous. Carl rounds the corner to see Ellie, an 8-year-old girl, her mussy red hair barely visible beneath her flight helmet and goggles. Barefooted, her overalls are patched and dirty. The old house has been transformed into a make-believe dirigible cockpit. Ellie steers the wheel made from a rusty old bicycle. Young Ellie says, "It's a beautiful day. Winds out of the east at 10 knots. Visibility unlimited." Yells a command. "Enter the weather in the logbook." The navigator, her hamster, skitters in its cage. Ellie uses 2 tied-together Coke bottles as binoculars. "Oh, there's something down there. I will bring it back for science." "Aw, it's a puppy." Carl is distracted by the Nuntz newspaper clippings taped to the wall. And young Ellie, off-screen, "No time! A storm! Lightning! Hail!" Ellie pops up in front of Carl, and young Ellie says, "What?" Carl screams. He lets go of his balloon. It floats through a broken part of the ceiling. Ellie circles Carl accusingly. Young Ellie says, "Don't you know this is an exclusive hub? Only explorers get in here, not just any kind of kid off the street with a helmet and a pair of goggles. Do you think you've got what it takes? Well, do you?" Carl, and young Ellie says, "All right, you're in. Welcome aboard." She offers her hand. Carl looks down, embarrassed. And young Ellie, "What's wrong? Can't you talk?" Carl is frozen. And Ellie softens. "Hey, I don't bite." She takes off her helmet. Her hair frizzes out in all directions. She removes a homemade grape soda cap pin from her shirt, and she pins it on Carl. "You and me, we're in a club now." Carl smiles. "I saw where your balloon went. Come on, let's go get it." Carl watches her stride out of the room. She pops back in. "My name's Ellie." She grabs his hand. Carl blushes as she pulls him out of the room. That was so much more than 3 pages, but it's so good. I hope while you're hearing the script, you're seeing in your mind what the movie Up looks like, but can you also see who would you cast as that? If you were going to cast Up, with live action actors, who would you cast? Oh, I love reading a script. I actually prefer to read it in paper. That was good. I what? Crazy Clips. Is that how you say it? Crixie, crazy. Thank you so much for the kind words. You know what's funny? Thank you so much for being here. And the funny thing is, we've done it all quarter. I've never had a comment. I was caught off guard when I saw that you guys have commented. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I would say 3 Page Thursday. I don't think it's dead. I think that I just want to take a pause and take a break. April, like it's Easter weekend, got friends and family coming in town, ready for doodah and adventure, like Ellie and Carl. And then in April, are you guys doing GrowthCon? Okay, I'm doing GrowthCon. Then it's CinemaCon. Oh, am I ever ready to be in the room with the distribution and exhibition experts? Yes. Then it's NAB. Then it's Passover. And then it's May birthday month. So in between all of that, there's work and family and life. I'm thinking I just might quite possibly pick this up again in the summer. Maybe do a summer series of some. You guys, I love a series. I'm thinking taking Q2 off. That's April, May, June. Maybe coming back in the very end of June with a summer series and reading the summer blockbusters. So to me, that means Jaws, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. What else would be a summer blockbuster to read? Well, I will think on that. Thank you so much for supporting me and supporting the channel. And oh, if you haven't seen it yet, I know it's long. It's 30 something minutes long. The interview I did with Marcus Bofi on distribution, it is a masterclass in what you need to be doing right now for distribution. And it's coming from, he's my friend, dear friend. It's coming from the horse's mouth, expert from years, decades of selling for Universal. And he says it in an interview. He's like, I had to sell this dinosaur film. Jurassic Park. Oh, that's a summer blockbuster. We should read Jurassic Park. Okay, that's it. Summer blockbuster series possibly coming towards the end of Q2. And for now, I just hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, keep writing, keep acting, keep creating, and I will see you possibly in the summer blockbuster series starting late June. Okay, on that note, mwah, I will see you in the next one.